Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Lexus GX550. This is a Premium Plus. It's finished off in Nightfall Mica, and the MSRP for the Premium Plus starts right around $71,000. We have a very luxury focused SUV that has a lot to offer. We'll start off with what this is powered by, which is the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. This is paired to the 10-speed automatic, and it pumps out 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, sent through that full-time four-wheel drive system. 0 to 60 for this 5,500-pound SUV is going to be in the mid 6-second range. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking on average with the full tank I've put through this right around 20 mpg. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, there's the Lexus logo, which is the sensor, forward-facing camera, still retains the hourglass design shape for that grille, as well as having a lot of cutouts to provide additional cooling. There's also LEDs for all of the lighting, including the fog lights in the lower section, and then some really nice hood bulges that come down both sides. Now, the Premium Plus is equipped with a set of 20-inch wheels with that two-tone design. There's also the body-colored fender arches, power folding side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal. You get a sunroof along with the gloss black roof racks, fixed running boards to help enter and exit, and then some really nice lines in some gray trim accents in that lower section there. Now, this also has a body colored spoiler with the third brake light and the wiper blade there. There's LEDs for the rear lights, backup camera with all the sensors. This is also capable of towing around 8,000 pounds, so you have these plates there to remove when you need to hook up to a trailer. And then we also have the glass that opens up independently from the liftgate. So that's nice if you want to place some items in quickly. And then up underneath, you do have two buttons. One will open up the liftgate, one will lock the vehicle as well. Now, the GX in general is a 3-row, minus the Overtrail and Overtrail Plus. With the third row up, this is the amount of space that you have. Now, what I wish, you could just push on this button once and the seat would go down. You do have to hold on this in order to fold that seat down. But you do get the 50-50 split. So if you still want some cargo, maybe you have one extra person to put in the back, you can do that, or you can have both down, of course, to give you much more space, and you can fold down that second row as well. So it's a good bit of storage if you don't have the third row up, but it's really mainly if you need that third row, you have it just in case. Now, you can also lock and unlock from all four door handles, and then we have one of 3 interior colors with the saddle brown. So all of them are going to have the black for the outside, and then you have 3 different options for the insert there. And then in the second row here, I have the seat all the way reclined at 5'10". I have a good bit of space. There are storage pockets. These are heated too. You have all of your climate adjustments and some auxiliaries. And then there's the armrest with 2 cup holders. Now, this bench style seat does not move forwards or backwards, but you can also option to get captain's chairs as well. I believe those would move forwards and backwards. And then you just have to make sure you have this seat out of the way enough in order to flip up the second row. So that way you can hop into the back here, where even with the seats fixed, I still have plenty of room. Now, my knees are very high up, but I can ride around town. I can recline these seats. I have an area to place some things if needed. And then we have the vents up top. So at least you can be a little bit comfortable in the back. And then we can flip this back down and you are good to go. So up front now, the door panel is just like the rear. There's your side mirror adjustments, window controls, plenty of storage down below there. And then there's also a grab handle in all 4 corners. So that way it's easy to jump up into this. Now, there's leather for the steering wheel. There are paddle shifters on both sides. There's mode and tuning, along with cruise, distance pacing, lane keeping assist. You have volume, Bluetooth, and then these arrows for the digital gauge cluster. Now, what's neat about this gauge cluster is that you have 3 customizable settings to go into. And when you hold on OK, you can customize the middle screen, the left side, and the right side. So that way you have shortcuts basically to pull up all this information depending on what you would like to see with the driving that you are doing. Now, on this left side, there's the support brake as well as the liftgate. You have a power outlet in the back as well. There's memory seating adjustments, dimmer switches for the gauges. This also has the head-up display, so it's showing miles per hour, speed limit sign. You have your steering assist and what gear the vehicle is in. And then we have a very large infotainment system where I currently have the Apple CarPlay, but on this left side you have shortcuts to all of the built-in information. So you can get through all of this. You even have some off-road information that you can take a look at, tire pressure, and then multiple settings, just depending on what you would like to get into. But the Apple CarPlay works very well. With the size of that screen, it's easy. It's an easy layout for all that info. Now this also has heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You have some climate adjustments. You can even adjust the rear climates from up front, which is very helpful. And then there's some shortcuts here that you can get into. There's also fan speed, temperature dials. You have volume, some defrosters, 2 air vents. There's also a view button on this left side, so you can bring up this camera angle. It's also a shortcut to pull up the forward-facing camera when you are in drive. And then trailer braking is also located over there. There's a few different driving modes as well. So you have Sport, Normal, and Eco. And then you also have ECT second, so the vehicle will start in second gear. Tow and haul, traction control. You have cup holders. And then very nice graphics for both the backup camera as well as the forward-facing camera. And then you can shift, of course, down below, or you can use the paddle shifters. There's auto hold and the e-brake. You have 4-low with the center lock. Wireless charging is an option. And then you have storage in the armrest there, as well as in the glove box, and then a small lip up top where you can place your phone or some other items like that. Now there's garage door buttons up top, dome lights, and controls for the sunroof. Sunshade is manual adjusting. And then you have a good bit of visibility. It is nice to have those headrests down when there's nobody in the back. It gives you a little bit more visibility over both shoulders. But let's go ahead and get this out on the road. And in sport mode, second gear, here we go. I will say, for the weight of this, with about half acceleration there, it definitely has plenty of get up and go to it. There is a difference as well between the different driving modes. So when I was out on the highway, I put it into eco mode, and you could tell that it limited the throttle response a little bit more. So just depending on the driving that you're doing for the day. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Lexus GX550. I was super excited when this was our next press vehicle to really experience and get some time behind the wheel of this luxury focused SUV. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a vehicle that is a serious contender when it comes time to replace my wife's BMW X5. We are looking to go with the GX550. There might be a few other options to pick, but so far I think this is number one. And the reason in that is we need the towing capabilities. She likes having a bigger SUV, so that's a win-win right there. And then as far as getting the reliability, the BMW has been great. We just own the hybrid version, which I'm not looking to want to own outside of that warranty with the hybrid technology. So in this model here, we don't have a hybrid, we have the twin turbo V6. And so that's something I can work on, something that's going to be a lot more reliable. This is a vehicle that if and when the time comes, it will be a 10-year vehicle. This is something that we will own for a long time. And that with any other Lexus, really, Toyota as well, that's the goal. That's what a lot of people do when they buy these models. I'm looking to buy the Toyota Tacoma. That may not be a 10-year vehicle just because I go through vehicles differently with modifications and the channel and all of that, but certainly could be a 10-year vehicle as well. So if you're looking for just a solid vehicle that doesn't have a million settings to go through, I've really enjoyed driving this and being able to quickly go through everything and use what is available here. So I really don't have any concerns as far as that. When you compare this to my wife's BMW X5, it rides almost the same, with hers having the adaptive suspension, which does provide it with a little bit more comfort, but this is not that much different. It's really hard to tell there is a difference. And it's missing a few things like no massaging seats and maybe a few other minor things. But as far as at least comparing it to another luxury brand, BMW is a little bit more luxurious, I would say, than Lexus. I mean, I wouldn't regret getting rid of the BMW for this Lexus here in terms of being a luxury focused SUV. Something that is going to last you a long time for sure. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2024 Lexus GX550. Stay tuned for the 1 week review with my wife so we can get her perspective with this luxury focused SUV and take a look at the rest of the GX content. I've been able to film a few different trim levels if you want to see some of the minor differences with all of them. But if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.